Okay, this video will highlight the errors that are made by you in your work, and it will showcase about 2 samples that I've extracted. Please bear in mind that you need to know how to answer the distribution question, and there is actually an instructional video on how that can be done. So please refer to that for your revision. One of the errors that I've noticed in my marking of your work is that you are confused between the term continents and the term plates. Now you see all the pink lines here are actually the boundaries of your plate. Okay, so for South American continent, it is this darker gray area here, but South American plate will be the bigger one here, bounded by the pink lines. Okay, some students made a mistake. They say that the tsunami occurrences, the evidence are actually found surrounding, or rather along, the boundaries of the Australian plate, when they actually meant the Indo-Australian continent. So that is something that I would like to highlight, so please take note of that. Okay, so to start off, let's take a look at this paragraph. On the southwestern tip of the South American plate. Okay, southwestern tip. So this is the South American plate. So southwestern region would be around this region. Okay, so my question to you, this is southwestern tip of the South American plate, because this entire thing is the plate. So my question to you is, did you mean to write South American continent, which is this? Okay, so that's what I meant when I said that students are confused between the term plate and the term continent. Okay, and then the next point is, okay, so what you got is that you already mentioned the direction, okay, and you mentioned the location, but in this case, well, maybe I can give it to you because it is still within the region of South American plate. Now let's take a look at the other part of the answer. There are coastal borders, correct? These are coastal borders found along the west coast in a linear fashion. Yes, it is a linear fashion, but it is along the west coast of what? Okay, so you have to include, it is found along the west coast of the South American continent and in a linear fashion. Okay, at this point I think I'll just take it like you make a slip, a mistake, I'll probably still give you a mark. Alright, okay, let's take a look at the next one. On the eastern part of the Eurasian plates, let's move on to that part. Eastern part of the Eurasian plate. Eastern part will be, this is the Eurasian plate, this whole big thing here. So the eastern part will be here, I suppose. Okay, this part. Okay, so there are 2 coastal boulders found grouped on the coast. On which coast do you mean? Is it really coast, or did you mean that it is 2 coastal boulders found between the boundaries of the Eurasian plate and the Pacific plates? So your location is not very clear, and you say that, well, there is one found scattered far away. One what? One tsunami evidence of which one? Historical tsunami boulders, storm wave boulder, which one? Be more specific. Found scattered farther away. Where? Towards the south or towards the north? So there are some very unclear direction. Okay, so as a result of unclear location on the coast, which coast are you talking about, and also unclear direction, you cannot get the mark, because we need the 4 components. You must remember that you need the 4 components in order to complete a distribution statement, or rather description. You need to have the group, number 1, and then you need to have the location, the direction, and also the scale if necessary. Okay, so what I think would be more appropriate, you have to be very detailed in your description. So for the same part here, your friend is trying to describe this part here quite unsuccessfully. So how can you actually describe it? If you look at my answer here, on the easternmost part of the Eurasian plate where it meets the Pacific plate, which is here, there are 2 coastal boulders, and they are joined with other tsunami occurrences in a linear fashion, with those found between the southwestern and the Philippine plate. southwest. What I mean is southwestern of the Eurasian plate and the Philippine plate. Okay, so this one and joined with this, so in a linear fashion, this is much more clearer. Okay, so if you analyze this, we actually have easternmost part is the description. Eurasian plate, between the Eurasian plate and the Pacific plate is actually the location, and we have a linear fashion, which is the pattern, and we have more specific description of where they are found between the southwestern and the Philippine plate as well. Okay, I hope you have understood a little bit. I'm going to show you another sample. Probably you will have a greater understanding in a while. Okay. Okay, here the answer given was in the north of the South American plate. So this South American plate, so the north will be in this region. Okay, and the southeast of the North American plate, this is the North American plate, southeast would be this region. Okay, there is a nucleated group of tsunami occurrences. Actually, you did not quite hit this part. Now, if you know of your plates very well, then you know that this is the Caribbean plate, and that there's actually a cluster of tsunami occurrences, boulders and storm wave boulders, the square one here, that is on the Caribbean plate. So you can say that it is found between the North America and the South American plates in the Caribbean plates clustered together. So that will be the simplest way of doing it. So your location is not quite accurate north of the South because it didn't quite hit the Caribbean plate. So we need to see the term Caribbean plate or surrounding the Caribbean islands. Okay. So a better answer would be in between the North and the South American plates here. There is a group, so the entire region here, okay? But there is a group of tsunami occurrences which are clustered on the Caribbean plate. That will be more specific. Okay, so it's important for you to be specific and clear, and you can only do this if you're actually familiar with your, where your plates are located. Okay, move on to the next description. In the southwest coast of South America, plate again, you should actually mention continent. There is a group of tsunami occurrences, yes, in a linear fashion. Okay, so it's pretty clear that your friend is trying to describe this one. Okay, because it's not the description of it being southwest coast of the South American plate is not so wrong, so I still give it to you. So you have the direction, you have the location. Direction is the southwest, and the location South American plate, and then you mention a group, and you also mention the pattern. So you have all the four components which are necessary. So for this one, I think I can give you a mark. Alright, so let me reiterate again. So you need to have a group of identified tsunami occurrences, and then you need to give me the direction, and you need to give me the location as well as the pattern. If you have all these, you can get your mark. Okay, so I hope you have understood how to answer distribution question. Please go back to the distribution instructional video on answering distribution question if you are still unsure. Alright, that's all. Have a good day.